There are countless ways to write a new song. Some ideas just come overnight, sometimes it's just a little impulse from another song, and sometimes a song idea just tumbles out of a spontaneous jam session. But often it is also a hard piece of work. Day after day you agonize over the search for a new idea and then find yourself playing the same chords over and over again, tapped in your own routine with familiar, long existing melodies blocking the creative half of your brain. If you sometimes feel the same way, then I have something for you here. Hi Servus and hello. I'm Andy Host, singer and songwriter, and I know the problem all too well. I have about 200 rough ideas recorded in my iPhone that I would like to turn into a song at some point. When I listen to the ideas months later, many of the songs sometimes turn into real uniform mishmash. Mishmash. Does that make any sense? I just mean everything sounds the same. Then I realized how trapped I was in a certain musical direction, or how I was constantly using the same or similar chords. There are many tutorials out there with the 3, 5 or 10 best, most successful or most beautiful chord progressions, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, sometimes it sounds a lot like a math formula. So just play 1, then 5, then 6, and finally 4, and you get this. It's like painting by numbers. In art, nobody would think of saying Mona Lisa was successful, so if you always paint melancholic looking women, you'll be successful. So why then with music? I think we all agree that we will always have ups and downs when writing songs. The aim is to keep the ups as long as possible and to shorten the downs as much as possible. Well, there are a whole range of tried and tested methods for overcoming this writer's block. For example, you can simply change instruments. Personally, I have a stronger tendency towards melancholy on the piano than on the guitar, for example. Or you can feed your creative cells with different music than what you usually listen to, or find a co-writer, etc., etc. But there is one method that never appears on these lists, even though it can really boost your creativity in songwriting. And this is looping. I can see all the question marks on your face. Let me explain briefly. When you start a new song on a blank sheet of paper, anything is possible. There are no limitations and sky's the limit. But exactly this multitude of options can be overwhelming and at the same time overstraining. What you then lack is a base from which you start, some point of reference or a direction. The loop is exactly the compass you're looking for, but without limiting you too much. It doesn't matter how complex or simple your loop is. Still too abstract? Then let's take a look at a few concrete examples. Your loop can be very simple like this. Or maybe more rhythmic like this one. Okay, or a plucked riff like this one, for example. I need to do something about this chair. And maybe we can add some additional spice and some deeper soundings like this. And now we can just go wild and build chords around the loop. We don't have to follow a mathematical sequence or any kind of best of chord list. As long as it sounds good to our ears, it's a potential song. Let's start. Let's start with the first chord, for instance, which is quite intuitive. So this is 1, 5, 6, 4. Or we can change the sort order. We can play like 1, 6, 4. to make it even more tangible, let's say. Some lyrics on that, maybe also some melody and some vocals, like Fix You from Coldplay, for instance. And you will be surprised how that melody fits to every chord progression. Okay. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse. Okay, but starting with the first one is quite boring, so let's say we start with the second one. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need. Or we could of course start with the sixth one as well. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse. I mean, of course, also the length of the chords can vary a lot. I mean, we could play the same chord progression, but just play the chords only half the time. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse. So normally I wouldn't do this and name the chords like this, give them the numbers and so on. But let my fingers run free instead. I just want to show here what happens when I start with the different chords, how that affects the character of the song, and finally how fantastically the compass effect of the loop works. Before I move on the other variations, I'd like to add a little note on my own behalf. If you find these tips helpful, please subscribe to my channel, and I'm just getting warmed up here on my channel. I would also be very interested to hear how you overcome your writer's block or stuck patterns. Why don't you write that in the comments below? And be sure to check out my songs on Spotify. Another song will be added on March 1st, this time in German. I've linked my Spotify accounts and the other streaming platforms below as well. But back to our loop and our creative escalation. So we haven't tried starting with the fourth chord, for instance. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse. Or we could start with the fifth chord and just change the tempo a little bit, at least the tempo of the chords. I really need to do something about this chair. We could also leave the key of E and start something completely crazy, starting in D. I think you understood the idea. I hope this video has proven the effect of looping and how it can really boost your songwriting. I mean, you can go wild and play anything on that, and even if you have already melody, you can still change the character of a song so strongly by just spinning around here on the guitar neck and trying different patterns in different speeds and so on. I hope you enjoyed the video and that this tip helps you with your future songs. What methods help you to break through deadlocked song patterns? I look forward to your comments and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. See you next time. Bye bye. Don't know where to turn. Make sounds everywhere. Yeah, it's part of the loop. Or not. I don't know where to go.